Vector artwork. Okay, so first off, let's look at some terminology. This is a pen tool, and I'm going to click on it, and that's a point. Click anywhere else, that's another point. This is now an edge. 2 points need an edge to connect. Another point. And finally, if I draw another point to the last point, or the beginning point, I now have a polygon. Okay, so once I have a polygon, I can now fill it. I can adjust its stroke value, but I didn't need a polygon to adjust its stroke. So I'll show you that here in a second. Let's start looking at fill. Now you can get to the fill menu by going to Object Fill, and it pops up over here. And in the fill we have solid colors based upon red, blue, green, blue, hue, saturation, lightness, CMYK, wheel, and CMS. So here I can adjust something and let's say I want pink or something like that, or a purpley pink, and then I say, well, I want that to be less saturated or brighter, more pastel-y, and then I can adjust the hue of it. There's a lot of power in just this little menu right here and how quickly you can jump between the colors. Okay, so we also have gradient, and we could choose from all kinds of gradients. Okay, we can go to edit. We can choose the starting color. And we could choose the beginning color, or vice versa. So add stop. This is your base. This is what it blends to. And you could choose how it offsets also. Now you can also add a between point, calling it a stop. Now we have 3. I could choose like this and put something into the center and then have that blend into a purple. Now it goes 3. And if you go to the center one, you can choose how that offsets. Okay, play around with the gradient. It's very powerful. We can go from the center. Works with the same concept. Or a pattern. And there is a million patterns in here, it feels. These come in very handy when it comes down to laser cutting. Telling you what. Okay. So, and last but not least, we can go swatch, which is a very specialized color based upon a color that we pick out, and it will be based upon all that color. Let's say we choose purple. I can use a swatch, and instead of remembering the numeric value of the color, I can just choose that color forever as a swatch. We'll get into swatches later. And there we go. So after we get done with that, we can now adjust the stroke value. Let's go back to the pen tool. Click, click. Hit enter on the keyboard. So 2 points make an edge. And if you click on this, we can adjust the point value of the edge, the thickness thereof. We can go to 1, or we can go to 10. And we can choose any measurement we want. But once you hit 10, you have to hit enter in order for it to work. Now if you just have 2 points, you can play around with cap. I can choose this, this, or this. But if it's a filled object or 3 points, we can adjust its join value. So let's type in 10. If I adjust its join value, I can go rounded, or I can go mitered, or beveled. We also have the ability to say, well, it's going to be maybe an arrow, and we'll go maybe 1 millimeter. So you have a lot of power here. Perfect. So now you understand stroke and fill, and a polygon, and an edge. Let's move on to the next video.